Legendary. Okay. Oh shit. On my second. Bro, this is 20. Please. If my theory is correct, if it gives me that shitty garrisoned one, I swear they do on purpose. Please give me Dragon Scale. Oh god. While I go kill some Darklings for some XP, today I'm going to give you an infantry guide. I am an infantry main. I basically focus only on infantry when it comes to upgrades, when it comes to speeding up troops, when it comes to the heroes. Everything that increases my infantry, I'll go for that. I'll prioritize that. Everything else is pretty trash. This is my army currently. Nearly 150k of T4 infantry, but then look at the rest. None of them even have a full march yet. None of them even have 100k. Oh my god. I have more work rhinos than I have of any other. Alright, that's pretty bad. And these are the levels of my heroes and their obviously talents. Maxed out first skill. Always max out the first skill. She's not technically a infantry hero, but I class as that because just by looking at the skills, I mean, it's tanky skills. And the best tanks in the game are infantry. So to me, she's an infantry hero. Madeline, soon to be 5551. And sadly, Bakar, if I'm saying it right. I mean, yeah, just like me, I shook my head, he shook his head. He's an underwhelming infantry hero, I'll be honest. Considering some of these other epics are just amazing, like Craig and Voldir. So in this guide, I'm gonna try and help free-to-play players, low spenders, and the whales, the high spenders, the mid spenders. I have been playing this game for over a month now, and just by purely focusing on my infantry, I feel like I've gained quite a good amount of knowledge from them. I have a different mindset towards them than other players, because I've seen a few guides before I played, and when I first started, I wanted to get an idea of what I'm supposed to do. And some of them, I agreed with what they said, and some I actually didn't, and that's what I'm gonna get into. First, let me start with the research. If you're going to research in your military, even if you're not gonna be an infantry main, this goes for any of them. Me personally, I would always focus on the research to upgrade your main march. Obviously, these come because of the villages, all of them will get maxed out. But then when we get to here, 10-10 for melee, but then 5-5 for ranged. Because why do I need to upgrade them when my main march is infantry? I don't see the point. It wastes a bit of time and resources. I would rather research something else. So then if we continue going, when we get here, I could, if I really wanted to, upgrade these to all tier 4. And some people will be like, yeah, get the tier 4 units, they're the strongest. Well, that's when they start to get really strong. My thinking is, why do I need to waste speed ups and resources for these tier 4 units when you've seen how many I've got? I don't have full marches of them yet. A 50-60k march of tier 4 will still lose to a 100k tier 3 unless their heroes were like level 40 while yours level 60 and maxed out expertise. I would rather focus my research on these things, increasing my HP, increasing my defense. This one I don't care so much, but I'm gonna still do it. The attack and then the march speed. These 4 will help out my infantry, while getting witches and spearmen and wolf riders, they will do nothing. Because even when I get the tier 4, I still have to upgrade the tier 3 into tier 4, so that could still take weeks because I'm not using my speed ups for them. I'm always letting those guys grow naturally, while when it comes to my infantry, that's where I use my speed ups. It will take me a long time to get a full march of tier 4, like an extremely long time. Most likely more than a month. So I'd rather this, where this would be used way more, because this will help all my infantry units. And then once I do get them, when I do get to these parts, it's obvious what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to infantry protection, and then focus on these again, rather than going for these, because these will literally do nothing for me. If you're a high spender, well, what I'm saying really doesn't go with you, because you guys are gonna get this fast anyway. But for mid spenders, possibly, but it's definitely for low spenders and free to play, focus on just one march. Don't get carried away thinking, oh, I want to have equal for all of them. I want to upgrade every one of them because I want them to all be strong. It won't work out like that, sadly. This game, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You have to pick one and focus on them. If you're going to try and keep upgrading everything, you're basically going to always stay weak, or at most average for all of them. But wouldn't you rather just be extremely strong with one of them? if you're going to focus on all of them, you're either going to have smaller marches because you're using the speed ups for all of them, or even if you use speed ups for all wolf riders, for example, and you did focus on every single unit, if you go up against another player who's using cavalry and they purely focused on cavalry, you're going to lose 100% because you've got barely any, like, you've spaced out your upgrades while they've just purely focused on them. That's my advice again for the low spenders, possibly some mid spenders, and definitely the free to plays. Focus on one. Similar to the research, they're all random levels right now. 15, 17, this is going to 15. Now these are 21. This one, Axe Barracks, I did it myself because at 21 you get the 1.5, while at 20 you get 1. Eventually I obviously wanted 2. I mainly upgraded the infantry because I want to get my infantry as strong as possible. The others I'm only upgrading when I need to. When I want to upgrade my city hall and I'm required to do it, that's the only time I upgrade them. Firstly, before I get into the talent tree, because that's the most important thing, when it comes to your heroes, I would recommend only using your universal tokens on your required march. So again, this is an infantry guide, so we're only going to talk about the infantry now. So that would be Eliana, because I've explained why I think she basically is an infantry hero. Bakar, and then, well, yeah, that's the only 2 epics. And then it's these guys. For these, I would say save your universal legendary tokens, save them and use them on Madeline. Garwood just get him to 5. There's 2 options. For the free to play and low spenders, you just wait and hope you get him in the gold chests. But if you do get universals and you really want to get Garwood leveled up, at most to 5 111. That's all you need. 5 111, and he's pretty much set for a very long time. But getting universal tokens is hard for, again, the low spenders and free to plays. So I would recommend holding on to them, saving them. Same with Nika. Nika's all about damage, but as a tank, in my opinion, I wouldn't focus on damage, especially not for free to play. I would say it's hard to focus both on attack and defense. It's better just to focus on one. I myself would say I'm not mid spender, but I'm close. So I'm like at the higher end of low spenders. Like I'm right at the top of a low spender. Or you could argue and say I'm the lowest of a mid spender. I'm around there. I actually got it to 5 111 purely from the chests. I got lucky with her. Even in one of my shorts I did for 100 gold key openings, I got 2 of her, 2 full 10 in one chest. That was pretty cool. But yeah, she is 100% the one I would recommend. Her first 3 skills are amazing, especially for tanking. I don't need to talk about the attack bonus because again, I'm talking about defense. Shield, 1200, just to show how powerful this is. Eliana is only 500. So Madeline is more than double. Again, damage, don't care. 15,000 more troops capacity, amazing. And then this one is an amazing one again. HP bonus up to 15%. Counter attack damage is good though, because you want to be surrounded, so that's really good. No, I don't really care about this one. As you can see, it's about damage, but it is AoE, which is good, but I just don't care about damage at all, honestly. Now we will get into the talents. Now this is where it's a bit different. These are all my primary marches, but depending on the situation, they're either the primary or the deputy. When it comes to PvP, open field battles, where I want to tank as much as possible and just, yeah, get surrounded by 5 units, Roots of War, Madeline is my go-to. This is the talent tree I've gone for. When I do get her to maxed, I will be using this one, Unyielding Spirit. Reducing 8% of the hero skill damage for 5 seconds is big. And then the last point, I don't know right now, maybe here, get even more rage. I don't know, I'll have to look into it. But this is the guaranteed the next one. Or the only one you have to attack. Now, the next one is either 1.2% extra defense or more march speed. Now this is where I've watched guides. Some, if not most guides, go for march speed. And to me, in my opinion, that's the wrong decision. They always say is to get into battle quicker, which yeah, getting into the battle is good. But in a war, usually you're gonna teleport closer to where the war is. You're not really gonna be marching 20 minutes down. I mean, that wouldn't make any sense. And even then, you're still, that means even with the march speed, it's gonna get down to what, 17, 16 minutes, you know, it's still a long time. So really, This smart speed is when you're either en route to war or close to the battle and you just want to get there even quicker or chase down an opponent. So yeah, you could say you can get to them quicker, and if they try to run away, you can stay on them. But the point of a tank is not to kill. Your job is to tank. That is your primary goal, to tank as much as possible. So if you're making mage run away, that's good, because that means they're running away from the battle. That means that's one less march you have to deal with, and that's helping your team. They can't attack your teammates now, and if they are attacking teammates, then yeah, you walk up to them, so they can either just stand there or they can retreat. But then again, if they're retreating, they're not attacking your teammates, so you're doing your job by disrupting your opponents. And it's not like you can chase your opponent. Like if it's cavalry, you're not going to win. Other players are also getting their march speed up as well, so even if you got your march speed up and you're sacrificing defense, you still might not even catch them, because they might have artifacts that give them march speed. They might have went all out on march speed in a talent tree, or they have a hero who gives march speed. So it's like you're sacrificing defense for more march speed, but then you still might not catch your opponent. So it's like, then it becomes a waste. While if you go for defense, at least when you get hit, you've got the extra defense. It's more usable at all times, while march speed is literally just trying to get to a destination quicker or chasing an opponent. I really value more defense. Honestly, that's my opinion on it. So yep, more HP, obviously this. So if we go to the tank side first, more defense, the less counter damage, because again, I don't want march speed and we don't do skill damage. For here, I could have went healing, but I've already done this on the other side, so I went for encouraging dance to get more rage. 10% per normal attack, but if you're getting attacked by 5 different marches, that 10% it's going to feel more like 50% every normal attack. And I've already mentioned this one. So the next side, defense. Again, instead of march speed, or like this, the most useless one for infantry, less hero skill damage, 4%. Now this one, some people go for more normal attack. This one, I just don't see the point. I can see people saying, oh, it helps you get off battle, but you're probably still gonna die. You could have this extra march speed, but if range or cavalry are chasing you, you're probably still gonna end up dead. So this, to me, just feels like if you're at 30%, you might as well just fight till the death. This is only good if you have Garwood or Eliana, if expertised, as your deputy, because Garwood's main is healing and Eliana's expertise does healing. If you're not going to put them as your deputy and you're going to put Nika instead, then I'll go for Adrenaline Rush. This one's a no-brainer, the defense side. This one's attack, so instantly cool-headed. Not that good. Attack. This is useless. I mean, I feel like cavalry is the least used unit in the game so far, so that's useless, and cavalry aren't going to just rush into you, you know. So yep, this is the best one. 4% normal attack damage. That's actually really good. Now these are both good. The extra counter attack damage is good, especially when getting surrounded, but I've gone with the healing because I just want to stay alive as long as possible. Again, my job is to tank. The counter attack is nice, I'm not gonna lie, it's really good, but I just want to stay in the battle as long as possible. I don't care if I'm not doing too much damage, even if I've got 5, 6, 7 different units attacking me. My job is to either hold off my enemies, or if I've got my allies behind me attacking them, then yeah, they attack them while I'm getting attacked. Counter-attack damage, yes, it will help hurt them more, but it's not going to do a crazy amount more. Just like this isn't doing a crazy amount of healing, but it at least will keep me in the battle longer than counter damage would. For here, I've done this one. This one is amazing because, as I've been saying this whole time, your job is to get surrounded 2, 3, 4, 5 different marches. So when you get surrounded, you take 75 less bonus damage from being surrounded. That is a lot. That is a crazy amount. As a tank, this is a must. To be honest, I feel like some people are underestimating this, but it needs a buff. Like honestly, 1 second is too small. If this was by 2 seconds, I actually would go for Iron Will, but 1 second is just not enough. So for Madeline, you'd get the extra attack, which is no one, we don't care. That's honestly, that's trash. For Garwood, you'll get an extra second of damage taken reduction by 20%. That is a lot, but that's, I mean, 1 second is just not enough. If it was 2 seconds, I actually would rather that, because 2 seconds of this is vital. Honestly, I think that'll do a lot for in battle. But the fact that's the only hero that can really do well with Madeline, and again, only being 1 second, is just not worth it. So if they buffed it to 2 seconds, that would be solid. So I've gone with this. I mean, 8% chance to do an extra counter attack is pretty cool. It's pretty nice, especially when I get her to 5551. that extra 15% counter-attack damage will go nicely with this. For mids and high spenders, this is what I would recommend you. If you're free to play or low spender, I would recommend, because you got a while before Madeline gets released, if you're new to the game, I believe it's 6 weeks before Madeline enters your server, save up those gems. Every gem you get from behemoths, from killing darklings, from events, anywhere, save them for Madeline's will and try and unlock her. She is easily the best infantry hero. I would not recommend anyone else but her if you had to pick one infantry hero. As a free-to-play low spender, definitely prioritize your gems on 2 things actually. 1, get into VIP 8, that's a must. And then right after VIP 8, save up for her wheel. For the deputy, if you don't have Garwood or Nika, the next best one is definitely Eliana. As I've mentioned, she does have healing when expertised, and she's very easy to get expertise because people always rally her. And I love when their shields go together. So it's like when I'm facing darklings, her shield comes up, and then Madeline's right after. It's like the darklings do no damage. It's funny. Next, Garwood. He is my event hero. So usually when I do behemoths, or if there's like a caravan event or something like that, I would go for him because he's more tanky and you can only have 1 march. The beginning's the exact same to Madeline, but this time I go to the tank route. So in the infantry side, defense, less hero skill damage. Technically, because again, I use this mainly for behemoths and that's the main one. I don't actually need this, but just in case that if I ever have like Madeline with Nika instead, I could bring out Garwood with Eliana, and then this will come in handy. More healing, of course, is Garwood, and the defense. Now for tanks. Defense, the same again. The only difference now is instead of the encouraging dance, I went with the 5% extra healing. I mean, I already have it here, so I could have went for an encouraging dance. This is really better when you are surrounded by enemies. So yeah, when I do have 2 full infantry marches, this could come in handy more. But that extra 10% of healing on top of Garwood's, and then on top of all my other skills, is pretty nice. Honestly, the healing is nice. This one is good at the beginning because at the start of the battle you get a 5% extra defense for 10 seconds. So yeah, for behemoth and stuff it can be good. Well, this one, yeah, this is definitely not. This is only for open field really, or when you're garrisoned or whatever. So because of behemoths, this is better. I'll be honest, I did this quite early when I started playing. I kind of regret I didn't get this one. I would have probably removed this one because I don't really bring him out. This was before I even had Madeline. I did this because he was my main open field hero. But if I reset him, I would probably do this and the health because HP is very good, very vital. So I'm kind of gutted I didn't. I wouldn't care about this one as much anymore. Cloaked Wrath. This is to help me get as much rage as possible so I can keep doing my healing. I've done my 1 skill on here for the extra shield. This one I regret. This is when I was still inexperienced in the game. I think this was like 2 weeks in the game because I was grinding out killing darklings, so I got Garwood level 60 quite early. And I didn't know what to do with my last skill point, so I was like, there, wherever. Because I had Eliana as the deputy at the time for the shield. But I regret that. If I could pick one, I would probably do encouraging dance. And lastly, more healing. This one, I've seen people pick it, but when you're under 50%, yes, you take less normal damage, but you're still gonna get hit quite a lot because you're at your 50% unit count or less. So you're still gonna be taking a lot of damage. This is more vital the whole game. I mean, the whole time you're out in the field, versus this is only once you go under 50. But think of it like this: 80 plus Garwood's healing, 1,200, so 1,280, and then on top of that, as I've shown, the 10% extra healing. But then on top of that, which I'm unfortunately didn't get it to level up, received healing bonus if you have all infantry units, which he will only have infantry units. So you're basically getting 20% extra received bonus. That's 256 extra healing. 1,280 plus 256. That's 1,536, I believe. That's pretty solid, man. That extra 326 will come in handy. Like it will. Especially if I have him going with, for example, Eliana as the deputy. Imagine that healing as well. Oh boy. Insane amount for the final one. I have Nika. She is the march if I do want to go for kills. Because sometimes, look, you don't only want to tank, you want to have fun, you want to get those kills, you want to destroy your enemy. In those times when I just want to focus on getting kills, she is the killing infantry march. As we can see, instead of the defense, now I've got the march speed because I care more of the kills with her. So attack, more skill damage because Nika does a lot of skill damage. It's actually a solid amount, 1,500. Get rage because so I can do her skill damage. This is good, but with her I'm focusing on trying to face 1v1s, 2v1s if I have to. She's not supposed to be the tank. She's supposed to be a bruiser. Think of her as a bruiser, so she's tanky but also does damage. And for this one, I went with Spirit of Rage for extra rage instead of this where all the other deputies just don't do that much. They don't do rage skill unless you're using Bakar or Eliana, but their damage is dead. Honestly, it's dead. So now the infantry route, defense, march speed. See, now it's about getting to my opponents as quick as possible to kill them. More normal damage. I went with Furious because I want more attack. This side I still went with All Conquering because again, this one's just dead. It honestly is trash, and I'm not gonna increase my march speed just to lower my march speed, you know. So nope. And especially 1% of march speed for just 0.4. Nah, that's dead. It's dead. Now I went with the counter attack damage because I don't need the healing. I'm not even gonna have healing. This one sucks. So yes, last word, this is perfect. So in case I do get surrounded by 2 marches or 3, do that extra counter attack damage. And now here I went with more rage, trying to get that rage as quick as possible. And my spare point, I went with this just so in case again I do get surrounded, at least I get that 15% less bonus damage. And the same for ready for battle because, well, I've already mentioned this. The counter attack with Nika and Madeline is insane. If you can get this maxed, you get up to 20%, and then with Madeline it's 15. So you could get potentially 35 extra counter attack damage. And then imagine you got double that. I didn't really go into Bakar when he's clearly a free to play or low spender epic. To be honest, I did this on the first week, so I was just testing things out. But if I had to put him as someone, I would probably put him more in the Nika route. For me personally, I'm gonna put him as Garrison because I'm not really gonna bring out this hero for me. If once I do have enough for 2 full marches, these will be my 4. These 4. Bakar won't really ever come out, so I'm actually gonna put him as a Garrison from now on. If you are free to play low spender, and let's say you don't have the legendaries, then Bakar and Eliana are your musts. Your primary would have to be Bakar because he has the infantry talent tree. It really depends. If you want to go the route of tankiness, then copy the Madeline talent tree. Oh, and last thing, I only remembered because of this. When killing Darklings, I would not send 3 or 4 different marches. I've always just sent 1 march to fight Darklings, and that's it, because that would mean you have more CP to use on that 1 march, while if you're using 3 or 4, you're using more CP. You're spreading it out for all 4 of them. Yes, you could say, but then that means you take less damage, that means they could stay out there for longer, but you would still get more CP for 1 march, meaning you get more XP for your heroes. It's more of a grind, don't get me wrong, it's a long grind, but if you want to get your heroes as strong as possible, as fast as possible, this is the best route. I am recording this on another day. Luckily, before editing this video, I remembered 2 things I forgot. 1 is the pets, and 2 is the equipment. I would have been a bit annoyed at myself if I did an infantry guide and didn't mention either of them, especially the equipment. And in this video, I'll be doing 80 or possibly more key openings to get the best infantry equipment. This one, Dragon Scale. I saw it pop up in the event and I was like, it's a must. It is a must. However, this is not for free to play or low spenders. Unless the low spenders, for every time this event came up, you bought the first bundle each time, which is £5 or $5 or whatever. And you bought it every single time, saving up those keys. Something I did, basically. I had to save up those keys because I knew eventually this would pop up. So I wanted to be prepared. However, I did have to use more gems, but also go slightly up in the bundles, let's just say. For you mid, high spenders or whales, this is the GOAT for infantry. When you level it up to the max, even without its active skill, which gives a shield, a massive shield, 20 plus 17 HP bonus. That is insane. 37% bonus. I unfortunately opened 10 without realizing to record this, and I got legendary straight away, but I got the crap one. I got this. I swear, I feel like this game does it on purpose. That whichever you select, it does the other one. I need one more legendary, then I'm guaranteed it next. I hope I get it. I don't want to use any more gems, but if I have to, I will. Like, that is a must. So first, we'll go with the pets. Look, the pets are still new to this game. I'm still learning them myself. So from the most minimum info I have, this is the best I can give for pets. My main guy is Striped Bear. Luckily, I got his skills. All I've been doing is capturing and then just selling them to hopefully get a skill, sell that, and then buy one of these. He is legendary. All you have to do is just keep regenerating them. I mean, look, if you want to understand it, you're probably best to watch a pet guide. Right here, I'm just going to explain why I've chosen Striped Bear. When I did have an epic version of him, I compared him to Frost Bear. And when it came to both, the Striped Bear had better endurance. And endurance is usually the one for the more tanky things. Shield. I mean, this one is really for damage, but counter attack, defense. But the biggest thing was this. Every time your Legion is healed by a hero skill, it gains Vigor. HP bonus for 5 seconds. Every 100 healing factor increases Vigor effect by 0.16%. The annoying thing is that this goes by strength, and his strength is only B. So I could keep regenerating and hope that I can get that to S with endurance, which I probably will. But as of now, that's still solid, because as I've shown, my main thing is healing. This will just keep increasing my infantry's HP, which is beautiful. For the attacking side, for Nika, I've went with Golden Rock because of this talent. Grant your Legion Passion, Rage Accumulation Speed 5% for 5 seconds. If Legion already has it, it does damage instead. Nika doesn't have Passion. I'm getting that Rage Accumulation Speed. And what do I want with Nika? She has solid skill damage. There's a quick brief one on the pets, but these are the two I would personally recommend. As mentioned in the beginning of this part, if there is a better pet, please let me know, because I'm still very inexperienced with them. But from my knowledge, I believe Striped Bear is the best to be as tanky as possible. Now, before I do the Forge of Light opening, let's go through what we have so far. With my heroes, for now, I mean, I really don't care about this one. I don't even think this is that good. 20% for infantry unit defense, which is good, but then the second one is just trash. I mean, it's for peacekeeping. I'm never going to use this in open field. It's just there for now because, yeah, I've got nothing else. And it gives shield against darklings and blah blah. I'm never going to use this for behemoths because you only get one march, and the one march goes much better with this. Yes, it does have 2% less infantry unit defense, but guess what? It doesn't have that crappy, shitty peacekeeping defense. It has a Legion defense. So in total, this is way more. That's 20, this is 32. So it's a no-brainer. This one should honestly be the epic, and that one be the elite, but oh well. Plus, this is way better. Yes, that one gives shield, but this one does taunt, and I think it's way more valuable. You want to bring the behemoth to you, not to the ones who do damage. And luckily, because it's an elite, this is so easy to level up. Out of all the infantry equipment, this is one of the best ones, honestly. There are ones, of course, if you do want to do damage, but in terms of tankiness, this is one of the best ones, and it's so easy to level up. Now, currently for damage, I have the Butcher's Blade, 20% more and 18% Legion attack. Does AoE, which is nice, against, was it 3? Up to 3 twice. Right now it's on level 3, so it's doing 650, which is nice. It is actually really good. Because it's, again, epic, it's much easier to obtain than obviously a legendary. This can be for anyone free to play up to whale. That's the beauty of these equipment, because they are really good and you can obtain them from just normal keys. So that is amazing. For the other items that are very good, that you can get if you're lucky, this one, Fang of Ashkari, if that's how you say it. Legion defense, make as tanky as possible. This is like the Dragon Scale armor, but HP is more valuable than defense. It's like the lower version of it, but it's still good, obviously. It's still really good because it's double defense. I don't really like its active skill since it does damage. Sadly, I've checked, it doesn't have any of the Warhammer, it's called. So I can't remember what it is. I think it's it gives more tankiness. I just can't remember their stats, but that's a very good one as well. Now, for if you want damage, I mean, they're actually pretty much the same. It's just the skills are different. Spring of Silence, so AoE damage. That actually looks really nice. So yeah, this is more for the Nika than if you want to do what I'm doing. Have your tanky infantry march and then have your attacking infantry march. This one, or Dragon's Rift. So they're the exact same percentage. I guess it just depends which artifact skill you prefer. I would say from looking at the skills, this is more for a 2v1, because then once you defeat your target, you get that 16% extra attack for 6 seconds. But obviously if you're on a 1v1, it's useless. So, but of course you do still do that 2000 damage factor. But I would say this is good for like a 2v1. While this is just purely AoE. I'm not really into the attacking. As I said, that will only be my secondary march when I have enough units. I hope I've given as much info as possible, so when you do start your journey, or if you are already playing the game and you want to improve in your infantry, hopefully this helps. But time to get on with the draws. Let's see if I can get lucky on my first 10. Ah, epic. Trash. Oh man, okay. Legendary. Okay. Oh shit. On my second. Bro, this is 20. Please. If my theory is correct, if it gives me that shitty garrisoned one, I swear they do on purpose. Please give me Dragon Scale. Oh god. Lucia's Horn. Oh man. Yo, Yara. Actually, I was about to say I would have preferred the garrison one, but you know what? Having another gathering legendary equipment is not bad. I prefer this over that garrison one. But it is what it is. 8% gathering speed is nice, and luckily it's the first one, not the stars one. We've got 60 keys, and now we're guaranteed Dragon Scale next. Oh my god. We're guaranteed. Can I get it within these 60? If not, I'm going to have to use gems. And I definitely have enough gems to get it. But obviously, I don't want to use it. I want to get Dragon Scale now. More useless. More nonsense. Bro, it keeps having that little gold at the beginning. Gets me nervous. Or gets me a bit excited. Alright, we're halfway in. None. Please don't make me go through gems. Please. Oh no. Oh no. Last 10, please be it. Don't make me go through gems. Oh, gems! 60 keys, bro. Alright, here we go. The first 6,000. Oh god, I hate this. Don't. Just not too many. Let it be this one. Let it be this one. Alright, cool. Do you know what? I'm good. I'm all good with it. I'm all good. It could have been worse. It could have been like 12, 18,000, even more gems. So I'm happy. Let's get my baby. Oh, please, I want to get it last. Please be this one. There we go. The beauty. The best infantry equipment. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Rathalos armor. So that is pretty sick. We're going to level up straight away. Right to the max. Boons shield factor, 10 seconds. Keen attack, 10% extra attack for 10 seconds. Passive, your legion gains ranged resistance when the wielder gains a shield through raid skill. I mean, that's where it would be nice. 18% extra. Oh, man. That's where I would love it. But I guess this is the time to start saving up my forged keys. Hope when this next comes, which will probably be in like 2 months time, to try and get another one. But let's at least level it up. I cannot wait for my next Roots of War. 37% extra. Bro, I'm going to be unkillable. What's currently my power? Alright, so just remember that 8-4 or 5-8-4. 24,000. 24,000 extra hero power. Damn. But look at that. That went up a lot. There we go. That is everything. I hope this guide helps you out. Again, if you are planning to play this game and be an infantry main, or if you are already playing this game and you need some help of what to do. If it does, leave a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel for any other guides I do in the future, or to just watch my progression in Call of Dragons. Until next time, Slaughter is out.